for the fact that people are doing the best with what they have. And just because it's not enough for you doesn't mean it's not enough for them in any form. And just because it hurt you doesn't mean that was their intention. In fact, you'll find most people do not go out there with the intention of hurting someone. They just go out there with the intention of getting through life. And if it hurts people along the way, it hurts people along the way. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's fair to the people who've been hurt by it. But understanding, it completely changed my mindset when I finally got to understand that based on what someone thinks they're experiencing, they're doing the best with what they have, whether that's really what they're experiencing or not. It makes a huge difference. They did the best with what they had. They did the best with the tools that they had, with the resources that they had, with what they thought they were dealing with. The artist is just finding safe moments to allow the grief. Yeah. This little site sesh is great. I love it. Yeah. I go with the intention of helping people. Helping people, but not to your detriment. You can't do it to your detriment. You can't give from an empty cup. And that's so important to remember. You can give, but you can give out of abundance. You don't need to be giving from a place of deficit, of feeling like if you give, it will be enough, of feeling like you can't get there yourself, so you're going to help someone else. The real gift of giving is the fact that you can do it because you're already full. Does that make sense? You're a generator, but you're not filling up your self-proofs. I'm the order in the chaos. I really like that. I'm the order in the chaos. That's nice. Yeah. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing situation, and I see that a lot with people. I see it a lot with people who are trying to help others to their detriment. I see it a lot with people trying to, chase a goal, trying to chase a dream, whatever it might look like. People have an all or nothing mindset, and if they don't think that they can do it perfectly, they don't want to do it because it's not good enough for them. I don't know about you, but I don't know anything that's perfect. Not a single thing. Maybe like a perfectly measured square. But then again, if you got a microscope and you measured it like microscopically, it'd probably still not be absolutely perfect what it just looks at on the surface. Your backbone. Hi. Dodgy, nothing wrong with a bit of chaos. Yeah. Chaos can help people immensely. It helps me. Not all the time, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I need chaos to find that I have pushed things too far and I need to reset. Sometimes it takes that point of being like, holy shit, everything is all over the show. What's going on here? I just need to take a breath. Take a breath. Reset. Press the reset button. It's okay. What are we doing up here? Thanks, I came on a conversation here. Aww. I hope that you're okay, the art of sincerity. I hope that you're okay. For what it's worth, I am glad that you've been able to register that it is a sore spot, because like we were saying, it just takes that bit of awareness initially. That's all it has to take. Sorry, I'm not crying, my throat's just clogged. That's all it has to take. And you know what? When those sore spots come up, we spend so much of our lives ignoring it, and that's why I do what I do and always go overtime on these lives, because I typically come across someone who just never allows themselves a moment to sit in what they've experienced, to actually face what they've experienced and give themselves a moment to feel into it. And sometimes you just need that space given. And the art of sincerity, I hope you find it here. I hope that you found it for even a moment. Just to let yourself release that pressure valve for a second. When people see you as a saviour and you're not, what would you say? Is there a thing to say to these people? So I think, I'm assuming when you say that you're referring to people who think that you're sort of going to help them out and save them from rock bottom. I'm gathering is what you mean. there's a few things that you can do in this situation, and to be honest, I do think that words can help, but more often than not, I find no words are helpful. So if you were actually going to say something to them, that can be something as simple as, I just don't have the capacity, I'm here to support you, but I'll support you in your journey of changing, and that needs to be a joint effort. The other thing is, if they're getting too much in what you're doing, you can subtly suggest actual genuine support for them. And what I mean by that is, you've got your own shit going on. You're not a therapist, you're not a coach, maybe you are. You don't do that for your work, you don't do that for your time, you know, that's not something that you find yourself in. And when you're taking effort and energy out of your own life, out of what you're experiencing to try and hold space for someone else when you don't have it, it's not going to end well for either of you. In fact, it's going to build up resentment on either side. So if someone's really struggling and having a hard time, that's what I would be doing. I'd be like, have you been able to speak to someone about this? Have you been able to direct this to someone? Or even better, people don't love open-ended questions when they're feeling like they're in fight or flight or dealing with stressful situations. You can turn around and be like, hey, I know someone. Would you be open to having a chat with them? They've been really helpful for me. And that could be a local therapist that you've seen. Or that could be a friend of yours that's just really, really good at holding space. Or that could be a coach. That could be any multitude of things that you think would serve them. But it comes down to you knowing that it's not your job, and it comes down to you holding your boundaries. That is super important. You're very calm in chaos. Bro, that's brilliant. I'm impressed. It's something that can be hard to deal with. You're not calm in chaos. Yeah, transform the chaos into order. What in the app is going on here? That's so kind of you, thank you. That's so beautiful of you, thank you for saying that. Some things we can't solve, even we're the administrator. Yeah, it's not your job to solve world hunger. If you can contribute something positive, that's fantastic, but it's not your job to go around to every person who's going hungry tonight and give them food. You can't do that, it's not within your power. You are one person who is dealing with so much more than any of us on here know. Probably more than you even accept yourself.